What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Christian here again with another video, and this time we're going to be talking about neutral after patch feeling stiff or slow, okay? And I know I'm not the only one experiencing this because the game has changed so much. I was on a Demon Joe stream just last night watching him fight, and he was complaining that his combos were not coming out and that he couldn't move properly, right? And it's because basically when they did the patch, they basically stiffened up the combat. So I want to explain that because I said it in my guide, but maybe I didn't explain it well enough. Basically, in order for them to achieve the effect of combos not going off track or movement going all haywire, they basically stiffened up the movement and offensive options. As you notice, like, combos come out slightly slower, right? It seems like there's like a slight more input delay to the combos, and there's like a more end lag to the moves to where you can't act as fast as you could back before the patch. Also, the movement is stiffer as well when you're sidestepping around, so the characters just act a little bit more robotic, in my opinion. Okay, this is all anecdotal. It's just something about game feel. I don't have exact evidence of this, but when you play the game, you feel it, and Demon Joe felt it as well, and I felt it as well, and because of that, I wanted to make this video. Okay, so then because we have this more robotic feeling game, basically when it's laggy, it's even worse than it was before. Input delay on PS5 is already bad. When you add lag on top of that, and now you add this stiff kind of combat options, at times the game is just hard to play because of that. Okay, and the game has changed so much. I even consider, the vanishes are slightly different as well. Sometimes I'll miss a vanish where I think I should be hitting it or whatever. 100%, I gotta admit, it's a skill issue, but it is annoying. It is annoying to have to start over and learn a game that I've already put hours in and thought that I had, learned. And it's also annoying to feel like I have less control over my characters when playing. Okay, part of the reason why I like this game is the movement and the movement around the 3D space. And now in some ways it seems like that's been hindered, at least for now, until I learn the new system. Okay, another thing that's kind of annoying is that it's kind of hard to know when you can punish certain things or not. Like you can dash in and sweep to punish sidesteps, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Maybe my input is not exactly at the time it needs to be, but that's something that needs to be practiced. So like I mentioned, 100% these things are skill issues that will get better with time, but for now it's very annoying because basically this game changed so much in such a short amount of time that it creates this sort of like gameplay whiplash. Like, you are playing a certain way, and now all your muscle memory and all the things that you have built up, you kind of got to start over and reassess. It's kind of annoying, and I know for a fact there's people that are more casual in this game that maybe put in a certain amount of hours, and they don't want to have to relearn a game every like couple weeks, And I mentioned this before in my other videos. Changing the game so much 100% has something to do with the player base dying, because the people who initially played the game were very casual, and the thing about casuals is that any slight annoyance that you give them is going to cause them to quit the game, and having to relearn the whole game is a pretty tall ask to ask from your consumer base. But anyways, so here I'm going to finish off Demon XVL with a ultimate. And you're probably asking, why are you using ultimates in quick play now? Is because ultimates have been nerfed, guys. Ultimates are not doing as much damage as they did. Supers are not doing as much damage as they did. But you know what they didn't nerf is Explosive Wave. Explosive Wave is still broken. It still costs 2 skill points, and it still gets you auto combos for free. So I feel like if you Explosive Wave me more than twice, I'm going to ultimate you. Like, I don't care anymore. I'm going sparking and using my ultimate against Explosive Wave spammers. Super Perception has been nerfed, so now people are gonna save their skill points for Explosive Wave. So if I feel like you Explosive Wave me more than twice in a match, I'm allowed to use my ultimate, and that's my philosophy, and I don't care what anyone has to say about it. So here I'm fighting Vendetta. Vendetta, legendary player. He used to give me the hands Every time I saw him, I used to lose to Vendetta. Nowadays, we could go back and forth, which is pretty good to see, especially at this point in the game where the game has changed so much that even experienced players, experienced Z ranks are having a hard time. I've been fighting Z ranks that I used to destroy are destroying me, and Z ranks that used to destroy me, I'm destroying them. Basically, everyone's just learning the game from scratch, guys. And you know, I'm sure I'm not the only one who's annoyed by that, because just playing a game, putting in hours, becoming skilled at the game, for it to change massively is an annoying thing to deal with. And that's just being honest, you know. And I know what you're gonna say in the comments: skill issue, skill issue, skill issue. And hey, I agree with you, it is a skill issue, but if I'm gonna be honest, it's still annoying, and I get to complain about it because it's my YouTube channel. But anyways, Diamond Goku here is a very good character. I feel like Diamond Goku is destined to be top tier. At this moment, he's not, because he can only access 5 DP, but his 5 DP mode is very good, guys. It has after image and an auto spark. His transformation only costs 1 skill point. And you know, if you follow my channel, I love me a transformation that only costs me 1 skill point, because I get to use stock moves right after I transform. And in the case of Goku here, he has after image. So basically, if you get behind the opponent, you get to transform and prop after image, which basically makes it so that you could put a lot of offensive pressure on the opponent. Another thing about Diamond Goku here is that he was given probably the best ultimate in the game, or the best kind of ultimate, a frame 1 activation super explosive wave ultimate. And those ultimates are the highest tier of ultimate that you could have in the game, especially for DP battle. Whereas you're gonna see base Diamond Goku be played at. You're not gonna see base Diamond Goku in ranked, but in DP battle, having that type of ultimate is very strong. In fact, if you start with SS1 Diamond Goku and you get off a full power, you can even de-transform if you want to make sure that that ultimate hits, because it's more likely to hit with a super explosive wave than it is with a beam that can be banished. So in some of these games, you're gonna see that I'm gonna use the full power and then de-transform into base Goku to finish off my targets, just to show the skill off. So as you see here, I'm fighting Omega Shenron. Omega Shenron has more health, but offensively, Diamond Goku's very good. Like, his strings are very good, and now that he has access to Ki Blast, he's actually a viable character. So, you know, before I used to say Diamond Goku should have been 3 DP, but now he's very well appropriately valued at 4 DP in my opinion, especially with that transformation. And this character is only gonna get better from here, because once they add SS3 or SS4, this character is definitely gonna be competition for Superhero Gohan, which is pretty cool in my opinion, having an evolving character in the game. Diamond Goku is kind of like the main character of Sparking Zero right now. He's only gonna get better from here, and I like that about the character. I think it's an interesting design choice. So here we're gonna finish off Mega Shenron with the power pole. Now we're going fighting at SS3 Daima Vegeta. Now a lot of people were using Vegeta and Diamond Goku, so it was kind of hard to get footage that wasn't, you know, repetitive, because people were just using these characters, and it makes sense because the DLC just came out. Goku definitely has better strings than Vegeta, and in my opinion his SS1 transformation is superior to Vegeta's as well. But of course Vegeta has SS3 accessible at this point, so Vegeta is better. But like I said, Goku's only gonna get better from here, and I really think this character is gonna be top tier at some point. And as you saw, if you could go back and kind of slow it down, you saw my movement kind of go off track and it was hard to turn around. That's what I'm talking about, the game feeling more robotic. Okay, it's like less snappy, the combos come out slower, Ki Blast come out slower, and even movement, like changing direction, it's a little clunky right now for me. Maybe it's not for somebody else. Maybe you could drop in the comments if you're having issues with it, but as of now it feels like I'm learning a new game. So I beat SS3 Vegeta, and now we're going to SS4. There's a lot more S ranks playing the game since the DLC came out, because obviously players who haven't played in a while probably hop back on to play, and they're probably not all Z rank, you know. So as you see, the step in sweep is very good for punishing side steps, but sometimes it will miss and then it'll leave you basically open for an attack. So it's very inconsistent for me, at least. So I need to practice it a little bit more. Another thing that I want to mention is that nowadays, because damage scaling has been buffed, I don't know how effective it is to just continue the offense. So I'm opting for actually going for a hard knockdown after a certain amount of damage, so I could get more ki and continue aggression that way. And as you see, Goku has a super explosive wave, one of the best ultimates, if not the best ultimate in the game. And just like that, we're gonna put away Vegeta here with the after image. Alright, so next up we got Pimposaurus Rex, and I got him here as an example because Pimposaurus Rex is a very good player, okay? Me and him go back and forth whenever we play, but as you see here, he's gonna have certain issues, fighting me here, and 100% this has something to do with the game changing so much, okay? Because Pimposaurus Rex is very skilled, but he's not used to the clunky new movement, like kind of like the slow combos and stuff like that. And once you start getting hit, it's kind of hard to get out with your movement and stuff, just because of just the robotic feel of the game now that I'm trying to get used to. And even vanishes are slower than they used to be. But sometimes you don't even know when you can vanish or not, you know. So here I transform to kind of slow the game down. Because the good thing about transformations is that they pause the game for you. So basically you get to see what your opponent is trying to do to you while you transform and react to it. So we got Twitch Bando World. In this match, the same thing that happened to Pimposaurus Rex is going to happen to me. It's basically, you know, as you see, the game is skipping a little bit, so it's kind of laggy. And when it's laggy, you basically can't move as well as before, because the combos, in my opinion, are just like a little bit clunkier. They're just a little bit more robotic and they come out slightly slower. Okay, Ki Blast as well. Ki Blast initiate slightly slower. There's like a startup lag to them now, so they're kind of less useful to retreat with. Maybe that was an intentional change because they're trying to nerf Ki Blast, but of course that kind of stuff is not in the patch notes. You're just gonna have to get a feel for the game to see those differences. Usually when they change stuff like sidestep speed, combo speed, Ki Blast startup time, and end lag, they don't mention it in the patch notes. It's more of a shadow patch thing, but because they change so much at the same time, it's like it changes the game completely. So like I mentioned here, he's hitting me. Another thing I noticed is that people are getting like frame 1 super counters more often. So maybe they mess with the super counter, you know, probability or inputs or whatever, but they also didn't mention that in the patch notes. That's another thing that they can change, and you probably won't notice it because it's more like a feel thing. But I have noticed more people are getting frame 1 super counters when I initiate combos compared to before. The thing is, a lot of this is anecdotal, guys. I might be incorrect about this. It might be a lag issue, it might be all sorts of things, but hey, I'm just letting you know how I'm feeling about the game right now, okay? Here we're fighting Dark Prince. This is another explosive wave spammer. Like, he gets online basically with Team Gohan, other explosive wave characters, and just spams explosive waves. And at this point, I didn't want to use my sparking. It really depends on how I feel. If I get annoyed at your explosive waves too much, then I'll go ahead and go sparking. But for this match, I don't think I do. So, but as you see, that step and sweep is getting used to punish side steps, whereas before it was a little more. It wouldn't hit as often. Now it's pretty useful. It still misses sometimes, but once people get used to it, basically that's going to be the go-to to punish side steps. You could also delay your combos. If you start your combos a little later, they'll track the side step. And there you go. I use my step and sweep to punish that side step. Like I mentioned, combos from the front are more powerful now because you could get the whole 3 follow-ups. The thing is, the follow-up is a 1 in 3 chance So if you try to complete all 3, there is a chance that the opponent can get out. As you see, he uses explosive wave again. He has 0 skill points right now. Use my ki blast to block. And I start my offense once again. He has more ki though. I have after image, allows me to get out of that. Charge my ki back up. And right now, I'm not gonna lie, if I could go back, I would go sparking on him. Because he's opting to run away, shoot ki blast, and hide behind explosive wave basically. Which is really annoying, guys. And like, that's the thing about explosive wave, it just makes zoning like more viable. Even after nerf. Like even after zoning nerf, you could still hide behind that explosive wave. And if you have like 2 or 3 of them, I mean, good luck to your opponent, right? Finally, we got a match against a Goku Black. He's shallow 85. Very skilled player. He still hasn't adapted to the perception nerf though. He attempts a lot of perceptions, even though it has been nerfed. So right now, doing a perception with 1 skill point is not very smart, because any type of light smash will beat that, or any type of charged chain move will also beat that. So in my opinion, you should not attempt perception unless you have over 2 skill points at least. Right here, I'm gonna go SS1. I have 3 skill points, so basically it allows me to prop a after image, but I don't have ki. I wanted to see versus dash forward. There, I just missed input, honestly. Like, you should always try to follow up at least once, just to get that guaranteed damage. Another big change to the game is that you can't have more than 1 charged ki blast on screen at a time. So the strategy of shooting a slow ki blast and then dashing to the right and shooting a dash ki blast, you can't do that anymore, which is pretty bad for, you know, mid-range zoning. So they might have nerfed mid-range offense with that. But most players don't do mid-range attacks anyways. I'm kind of like a rarity in that sense. So if anything, they just nerfed me. Everyone else is probably not going to notice it, except the zoners. The zoners used to shoot like 3 charged ki blasts at a time. As you see here, we have a close match. Our ki's very low, so we just basically got to rely on our super counters. And he touches the wall, allows him to kind of like reset and perception me, and it wins him the game. And GG's to him. You should have known to quit before it was too late. So what are my thoughts on the DLC 2 patch so far? Basically, you know, the game is higher quality in my opinion. There's less bugs being shown on screen while you're fighting. Tracking is more serviceable. All of that stuff is more serviceable. But as far as game feel, it feels more stiff. It feels more robotic. It feels like moves come out kind of slow, but it does feel more polished. Okay, so the tracking is better. But the thing is, I'm kind of sad that we won't see the dynamic feeling gameplay that we had in the base game probably ever again. I mean, I'm okay with it, but like I said, the pre-patch game was my favorite version of the game as far as like boxing and combos are concerned, and we're probably never gonna see that again. So in this one, you know, it does feel like more restricted. It feels like I don't have as much control over my character. The combo feels more restricted. The movement feels more restricted. So we'll see. I'll adapt to the changes. This is not a conclusion on the patch. This is more of like a first thoughts, first impressions on the patch. I've only played this game 2 days since the patch has been out, so I'll be getting used to the changes, and I'll let you guys know my final thoughts probably in the following weeks. Okay, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.